Steph Curry is number one, and who's that? Tell me who this is. Caitlin Clark is number 2.
A lot of people are saying Reese and A'ja Wilson are the faces of the WNBA, but the actual jersey sales numbers tell a different story. New data just came out covering the key shopping months, September through November, and it's turning heads across the basketball world. One player is leading the pack in WNBA jersey sales by a wide margin. And get this, she's not just ahead of her league peers, she's also outperforming nearly every NBA star too. The numbers speak for themselves, and they're challenging everything fans thought they knew about who's really driving attention and excitement in the sport.
This should tell everybody that wants to argue for these other players in the WNBA.
You're not going to believe this. Fanatics just released their official jersey sales rankings from September 1 to November 3, and the results are turning the basketball world upside down. These aren't just any numbers. This is the heart of the holiday shopping season, when fans put their money where their support really is. And what the sales show is completely flipping the script on everything we've been told about who truly leads women's basketball. Let's break down the rankings that have everyone buzzing.
So right here, you see the top selling jerseys. Steph Curry is number 1.
At number 1, no surprise, it's Steph Curry. He's a global icon, a multiple-time champion, and widely seen as the greatest shooter the game has ever seen. It makes perfect sense that he leads the pack. But the real jaw-dropper? The second spot. That belongs to none other than Caitlin Clark.
Who's that? Tell me who this is. Caitlin Clark is number 2.
That's right. Caitlin Clark isn't just leading WNBA jersey sales, she's also ranked second overall across all of pro basketball. It's a milestone no one saw coming. A rookie from the WNBA outperforming nearly every big-name NBA star. A year ago, that would have sounded impossible. Yet here we are.
Think about that a minute. How many championships does Steph Curry have? A hell of a lot. Golden State was a dynasty. All right, let's just keep it real. Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana Fever in Indiana. Now, in sports terms, Indiana is considered, quote-unquote, a small market. All right, that's just a fact.
What makes this even more impressive is that Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana Fever, a small market team that usually doesn't see this kind of national spotlight or merchandise sales. Big cities like New York or LA typically dominate in visibility and fan spending. But Clark has flipped that script entirely. Her popularity goes beyond location. She's proving that star power travels, no matter the market.
It is what it is. It's not New York. It's not LA. All right, it's not even Dallas. It's not Chicago. It's not Houston. It's not a big market. All right, it's not one of these juiced up markets. Boston would be the other.
And here's where things get even more eye-opening. When you scan the full list of top-selling jerseys, there's a glaring absence. Where are the other WNBA stars everyone talks about? No Reese. No A'ja Wilson. In fact, not a single other WNBA player appears on that list. Just Clark. That says a lot about who's really connecting with fans and moving merchandise right now.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I keep hearing that Reese and A'ja Wilson, well, my goodness, they're the ones with the motion in the WNBA. They're the ones moving the needle.
This turns the whole media narrative on its head. For months, we've been told that several WNBA stars are driving the league's growth. But the actual sales data tells a different story, loud and clear. Caitlin Clark isn't just leading the way, she's in a league of her own. Her jersey is selling at such a high level that no other WNBA player even makes the list of top basketball jerseys overall.
Is Caitlin Clark.
That gap speaks volumes.
The number 2 selling jersey in all of professional basketball. It should also be noted, the GOAT is on here, Michael Jordan, still on here.
And the timing couldn't be more telling. These sales numbers dropped just as conversations around Caitlin Clark's popularity and influence were heating up. While some have tried to downplay her impact, the data tells a different story, one that can't be ignored. Fans are showing their support not just with words, but with their wallets. And when it comes to who they're backing, there's no debate. Right now, it's Caitlin Clark, loud and clear.
This should tell everybody that wants to argue for these other players in the WNBA all they need to know.
The hard truth these numbers reveal is just how wide the popularity gap is between Caitlin Clark and every other player in the WNBA. That kind of star power difference isn't just a headline. It has real impact on how the league will need to market itself moving forward. Clark isn't just popular, she's on a completely different level, and that changes everything.
September 1 through November 3rd would be some prime Christmas area, just pointing that out, all right? When sales are going to be really churning, you're really getting an idea of the demand. People want certain jerseys, certain times of the year.
And it's not just the jersey sales. Caitlin Clark's impact is showing up in the viewership numbers too. Believe it or not, her games last season actually outperformed NBA broadcasts. That's right, a rookie WNBA player drawing more viewers than established NBA matchups. This is a huge shift in the sports world, changing how Americans are tuning into basketball.
Remember when I said, folks, when Adam Silver was trying to get Caitlin Clark in the three-point shooting contest in the All-Star weekend? It was because he needed her more than she needed them. All right? That because of the popularity, what it was she could draw in. Fact is, a lot of her ratings in games last year beat a hell of a lot of regular season NBA games.
When you dig into the viewership numbers, it's obvious why NBA Commissioner Adam Silver was so eager to have Caitlin Clark participate in the All-Star Weekend three-point contest. The surprising truth? The NBA needed her star power more than she needed their platform. Clark's ability to draw huge audiences has gone beyond just women's basketball, putting her in a position where the NBA wants to tap into her popularity.
I mean, what are we going to do? What are we going to say at this point? People are paying thousands of dollars ticket prices to see her.
This shift shows just how far Caitlin Clark's influence reaches, breaking down traditional gender boundaries in sports. For years, women's basketball struggled to gain mainstream attention while the NBA dominated the spotlight. But now, the situation has completely flipped. Clark's games have become must-see TV, even drawing more viewers than some professional men's games.
That gap has got to be like the Grand Canyon. That's like, she's in a different area code. She's in a different state. Maybe a different country.
The real power behind Caitlin Clark's popularity is impressive. Last season, she shattered 63 records, rewriting the history of the sport in just 1 year. And this performance is having a direct economic impact. Wherever Clark plays, arenas that were once half empty are now selling out, with ticket prices soaring to match those of big concerts or major events. When a player can change the entire financial landscape of a league just by stepping onto the court, it's clear this isn't just star power. It's something truly extraordinary.
She set gate revenue records all time. She broke how many records last year? 63, I think I count.
What makes Caitlin Clark's success even more impressive is that she's doing this while playing in Indiana, far from the media hotspots like New York or Los Angeles. Typically, big names come from those major markets, but Clark is proving that real star power can shine anywhere. Her popularity is creating a ripple effect that goes beyond just women's basketball. Clark's broad appeal is bringing in new fans to the WNBA, and those fans may stick around to watch other players and teams, helping to grow the entire audience for women's sports.
There are no other WNBA players on this list. A'ja Reese is not on there. All right? She is nowhere to be found.
When you take a closer look, it becomes clear that we're witnessing something groundbreaking in American sports culture. Caitlin Clark is not just a rising star in basketball, she's becoming a mainstream sports icon with influence that stretches well beyond the court. The jersey sales back up what the viewership numbers already show. Clark is capturing the public's imagination in a way that breaks traditional sports boundaries. If one player can spark this level of change in just her first year, imagine what lies ahead as she continues to grow. We might be on the verge of a major shift in how Americans engage with basketball, regardless of gender.
And that also, I said last year when we got the ranks, and Caitlin Clark was number 1 on the jersey sales, and Angel Reese was number 2. I can't remember who number 3 was. What does that tell you? That was the list that Kate Martin was actually ahead of A'ja Wilson on. This tells you right here how far is gap. How far is the gap between Caitlin Clark and her popularity and anybody else